And now we are going to discuss the division of radicals. So itong si division of radicals, medyo complicated. Pero let's not make it complicated. Ayan. Ang gagawin nyo lang is just to listen kasi marami tayong ways on how to solve division of radicals. And lahat ng ways na yan is ipapakita ko nga ngayon using those examples na mayroon tayo. So when we are going to divide radicals, same process pa din siya, kagaya ng multiplication. Kailangan same pa din yung index. Ayan. Even without considering na dapat ay parehas yung radicand. It is okay kahit magkaiba yung radicand. Basta, huwag nyo lang kakalimutan na dapat parehas yung ating nth root. Like for example, square root of A divided by square root of B. Parehas silang square root, therefore, kaya natin silang i-perform. We have the square root of A over B. Ganun lang siya. And then, we have cube root of A divided by cube root of B. As you can see, parehas silang cube root. And ganito lang magiging itsura niyan, cube root of A over B. Okay, so take a look at our first and second example. Itong first and second example natin, mukha lang silang inosente, pero magkaiba sila ng way kung paano isinosolve. Just sit back and relax. And just listen to what I am saying. And of course, pwede kayong mag-jot down. Alright? So we have example number 1, square root of 81 divided by square root of 9. As you can see, si 81 and si 9 is so much related to each other. Kasi 'di ba, kapag dinivide natin si 81 kay 9, of course, mayroon siyang sagot. 'Di ba? Which is hindi siya magiging decimal. And then kapag ganyan yung situation, ganito lang siya, 81 divided by 9. Ayan, pag-iisahin nyo lang yung square root. And then, we have to divide both the radicands, or yung nasa loob. 81 divided by 9 is 9. Therefore, we have square root of 9. And then, since si 9 ay perfect square, therefore, the answer will be 3. Ganun lang siya kasimple. Kapag napansin nyo na yung mas malaking number, is kayang i-divide maliit na number sa ating mga radicands, just proceed to division itself. Ganun lang kasimple. I-divide nyo lang sila. And then, just simplify kung kayang i-simplify. Alright? Then, we have here square root of 7 divided by square root of 3. Ganito muna yung gawin natin sa kanila. Square root of 7 divided by square root of 3. As you can see, si 7 ay hindi kayang i-divide na 3 kasi magkakaroon tayo ng decimal. Right? So, pag ganito yung situation, okay, tandaan, we are going to rationalize the denominator. Ang denominator, remember, is itong nasa baba, tama? And when you are going to rationalize, kailangan magkaroon tayo ng radical na kapag iti-times natin dito sa denominator, magiging perfect square itong denominator or magiging perfect, magkakaroon siya ng pinaka-root. Right? So, dito sa 3, ang naisip natin na pwedeng i-times sa kanya na kapag nakuha natin yung product is mayroon siyang perfect square is 3. Diba? Kasi 3 times 3 is 9 and square root of 9 is 3. Alright? So, ganito lang siya. Ita-times nyo lang siya, both sides. Yan. Kailangan both numerator and denominator is mai-multiply nyo doon sa radical na kailangan ito ay maging perfect square. So, we have here, 7 times 3 is 21. Ayan, square root of 21. And square root of 3 times square root of 3 is square root of 9. And as you can see, si 21 ay hindi naman perfect square. Therefore, kopyahin na lang natin yan. And then, square root of 9 is 3. Ayan. And that is already the final answer. Since si 21 ay hindi na natin kayang i-simplify kasi wala tayong mahahanap na factor na mayroong perfect square. Alright? Ganun lang siya kasimple. Diba? Magkaiba yung way nila ng pagsusolve. Kailangan nyo lang tingnan mabuti yung mga given. Para naman alam nyo kung ano ang gagawin. Don't worry, meron pa tayong more examples about this. Okay, so take a look at our next example. We have cube root of 4 divided by 6 root of 2. And ano yung napapansin nyo? Alright, very good. Magkaiba ang kanilang index. And ito nga is another way na naman on how to solve division of radicals. Ayan. Kapag magkaiba yung root, ang ating goal palagi is kailangan maging parehas sila. How are we going to make them similar? So, ganito lang kasimple. Ayan. Ang gagawin natin dito is ita-transform natin siya into an exponential form. Yan. Itong radical, ayan, ibababa mo lang siya. And remember, automatically meron niyang exponent of 1. And remember, kapag magta-transform kayo ng radicals into an exponential form, ganito lang siya. Itong exponent ng ating radical is siya yung magiging numerator, which is 1 dahil wala naman siyang exponent doon. And then itong 3, siya yung magiging denominator. Yan. And then, there we go. We have 4 raised to 1/3. Divided by, same process. Itong 2, ibababa lang natin siya as base. And as you can see, wala naman siyang exponent. Therefore, the numerator will be 1 over itong ating index is gonna be the denominator. So, we have 4 raised to 1/3 divided by 2 raised to 1 over 6. And kapag ganito na yung process, ang concern na lang natin dyan is yung dalawang exponent. How are we going to make them similar? Para lang tayong magsasolve ng fraction dito. Yan, kunin natin 1/3 and 1 over 6. Remember, when you are going to add and subtract fraction, what are we going to do is to get the LCD. Enable for them to make it similar. Right? So, si 1/3 and 1 over 6, ang magiging LCD nito ay 6. Ayan. 6. Then, next, what are we going to do? 6 divided by 3 is 2, times 1 is 2. Ayan. And 6 divided by 6 is 1, times 1 is 1. So, we have 2 over 6, 1 over 6. Parehas na ba sila? Yes, parehas na sila. So, itong 1 over 3, dito siya. Therefore, ito yung magka-partner. Tama? Kukunin lang natin yan. 4 raised to 2 over 6 divided by, itong 1 over 6 ay dito. And yun yung kapartner niya. 2, 1 over 6. Alright? And then right after that, na maparehas nyo na yung denominator ng dalawang fraction nating exponent, ang gagawin naman natin dyan is to transform again this exponential form to radical form. How? Remember, itong denominator, siya yung magiging index. Therefore, magkakaroon tayo ng 6th root. And then, itong ating pinaka-base, siya yung ating magiging radicand. And itong numerator, siya yung magiging exponent. Therefore, we have 6th root of 4 squared. Right? Divided by, same process, 6th root pa din tayo. 6th root, 2 dito as radicand, and then 1. Since yun ay 1, hindi na natin siya kailangang ilagay pa dito. And then, as you can see, parehas na ba ang ating nth root? Of course, yes. Parehas na silang 6th root. Okay? And then, right after that, may perform na natin sila. How? Ganito lang siya kasimple. 6th root, ayan, 4 raised to 2 is equal to 16. Remember, exponent tells how are you going to multiply the base or how many times you are gonna multiply the base to itself, diba? So, 4 raised to 2. Ibig sabihin, 2 beses mong i-multiply si 4. Tama? And 4 times 4 is 16. Divided by 6th root of 2. Ito yan. And then, right after that, pagsamahin na natin sila, gawin na natin siyang ganyan. Yan yung pinaka-pattern natin, di ba, kanina? And then, we have 6th root of 16 over 2. And then, right after that, we have 6th root of 16 divided by 2 is, of course, 8. Alright, so we have 6th root of 8. And hindi pa tayo tapos dyan. What are we going to do next is to transform this into the lower order. Ibig sabihin, kailangan mapaliit natin yung 6. How? Etong si radicand, which is 8, hahanapin natin yung pinaka-perfect root niyan. Okay? So, si 8 ay hindi siya sa square root. Kaya ba siya sa cube root or fourth root? So, si 8 ay kaya sa ating cube root. So, kukunin nga natin ngayon yung cube root ng 8. How? So, ganito lang siya. We have 6th root and then 2 raised to 3. Cube root of 8 is 2. Diba? And then, ganito lang yung gagawin natin dyan. 2 raised to 3. Remember, 2 raised to 3 is equal to 8. And then, cube root of 8 is equal to 2. Yan, ganyan lang siya kasimple. So, we have 6th root of 2 raised to 3. Ito yung pinaka-perfect na root na meron kay 8, no? Hindi nyo siya mahanap kasi sa square root and sa 4th root, sa 5th root, 6th root. So, dito lang tayo mag-stick. Alright? So, what are we going to do next is na-transform natin ulit siya into an exponential form. We have 2 raised to 3 over 6. Ayan. Diba itong radical, ilalagay natin siya as base, and yung pinaka-exponent magiging numerator, and si index magiging denominator. Then next to do is to lowest term the exponent. Ilo-lowest term natin yan. And ang lowest term ng 3 over 6 is 1/2. Yan, 1/2. Alright, then right after that, ita-transform natin ulit to into the radical form. Alright? Remember when you are going to transform into radical form, of course, itong denominator, magiging index, and automatic yan ay square root, tama? Okay? We have square root of 2. And that is the final answer. Remember, si 1, hindi na natin siya kailangan pang ilagay dun sa exponent kasi siya ay automatic 1 na. So, we have square root of 2 as the final answer. Diba? Medyo magulo siya, medyo nakakalito. But then again, if you follow the instructions or the steps, kayang-kaya yan. Okay, so now take a look at our 4th and 5th example. So, doon sa tatlong examples natin kanina, yun na yung 3 ways on how to solve division of radicals. And dito nga sa ating mga given na to, syempre, pipili na lang tayo doon ng ways kung ano yung gagamitin natin, right? So, we have square root of 20 divided by square root of 5. Pagsamahin muna natin siya. Eto, we have square root of 20 over 5. And as you can see, si 20 ay kayang i-divide di 5. Therefore, ganito na lang siya. 20 divided by 5 is, of course, 4. And square root of 4 is 2. And that is already the final answer. Ganun lang kasimple. And then, next, we have 6 over square root of 3. Okay, as you can see, dito ang may recommend ko is rationalizing the denominator. Why? Bakit ba rationalize natin yung denominator? Tingnan maigi, ang given, si 6 ay hindi radical. Si square root of 3 ay radical. Therefore, magkaiba sila. Tama? So, what are we going to do is to just rationalize. Alright? So, we are going to divide both sides by square root of 3. Kailangan kasi when you are going to rationalize, magiging perfect square itong denominator. Or magiging perfect nth root. Ayan. Since ito nga ay square root, therefore, perfect square. Diba? And then, we have 6 times square root of 3 is 6 square root of 3. Over square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 9. And then, just simplify. Okay, copy lang natin itong taas. Ayan. Square root of 9 is, of course, 3. And then, right after that, as you can see, mayroon na tayong similar dito. Parehas na whole number, si 6 tsaka si 3. Therefore, mayroon tayong may divide. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then, naiwan na lang si square root of 3. That is the final answer. Diba? Ganun lang siya kasimple. Okay, so we are now down to the last example. We have 7 and square root of 21 over square root of 7. Kapag naman ganito yung situation, napakadali lang. Huwag natin gawing komplikado, no? Just copy the coefficient. Ayan. 7. And then, pagsamahin lang natin, itong 21 over 7. Kasi parehas naman silang square root. Alright? Then, right after that, kopyahin lang ulit natin si 7. And then, since ito nga ay kayang makapag-divide, i-divide na lang natin sila directly. So, we have 21 divided by 7 is 3. And that is already the final answer. Hindi na naman kasi natin kaya pang i-simplify itong 7 and square root of 3. Tama? That's it. So, I guess that would be all for this video. Thank you so much everyone for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and please i-hit mo na din yung notification bell down below para naman palagi kang updated sa ating mga bagong math tutorials. And of course, huwag mong kalimutang i-comment kung ano yung iyong mga tanong, mga suggestions about math topics, and gagawa natin yan ng tutorials. Thank you so much everyone. I hope you have learned something from this video. Always remember to make your day productive by gaining knowledge. Thank you again and God bless.